This morning, a key public safety tool in D.C. could be staying in place through the summer. City leaders are set to vote today on whether to extend the juvenile curfew zones as debate continues over whether they're helping or hurting families. And it comes after we've already seen scenes like this in recent weeks. Large groups of teens causing chaos in D.C.'s Navy Yard, leaving residents worried for their safety. 7 News is on your side. We have team coverage of the debate. Our John Rogers is at the alert desk with the responses that we're getting from D.C. leaders. We're going to start, though, with 7 News' John Gonzalez. He's live at the Wilson building with what's at stake and what happens next. Johnny.
Melanie, good morning. And this morning, the clock is ticking on D.C.'s juvenile curfew zone law that is set to expire April 15th. But in just hours here at the Wilson building, council members could extend this curfew through the entire summer. This emergency bill from Councilmember Brooke Pinto would allow police to set temporary curfew zones with expanded hours for minors, usually starting around 8 o'clock each night, aimed at hotspots where large groups of teens have gathered. The Navy Yard, of course, comes to mind. We've got that shocking video. It's happened a number of times. Chairman Phil Mendelson says the votes are likely there, but it could be close. Not everyone agrees with this. Brianne Nadeau continues to push back, saying the city should instead focus more on supporting families and youth programs.
I think it's not about placing blame here. We can all be doing more. So the district can be offering more programs. We can be offering more support to parents. It's hard to be a working parent, especially if you're on the night shift.
We've had this phenomenon in the last couple of years of large groups of juveniles getting together, hundreds, maybe more than hundreds. We saw it at National Harbor.
As soon as the last curfew went into place, I did see a dramatic decrease in any of those type of events happening.
Mayor Muriel Bowser is fully backing this plan to extend the curfew, calling it a key tool as the city heads into the spring and summer months, usually when youth crime spikes in D.C. Now, you heard the council chair mention the National Harbor there in Prince George's County. Well, they've had their issues there as well in recent years. How they are combating this with summer jobs. Coming up later this hour. Reporting live, John Gonzalez, 7 News.
And as John just mentioned, Mayor Bowser is urging the council to pass the extension.
I don't know why you would want to take away a tool that we need going into spring break in the summer. To me, it would be absolutely ludicrous. This is a tool that we need. We're going to keep coming back every 90 days, and you're going to keep asking me the same question. We need it. We're going to come back 90 days from now. Stop playing games and move to permanent.
Now, we wanted to know what D.C. council members think about this, and our John Rogers continues our coverage at the alert desk now with what they're saying. John.
Well, good morning, Melanie. Last week, 7 News, we reached out to every council member, asking them how they plan on voting. Council members Wendell Felder and Treyon White responded. Felder's office says he plans on supporting the extension. White's office told 7 News he will not comment on how he'll vote, but he did point to earlier comments on the issue. I have them right here. Another teen takeover in Navy Yard is a wake-up call. Curfews may be one tool, but they're not the solution by themselves. We need real investment in our young people through literacy, recreation, mentoring, internships, and safe spaces where they can grow and be productive. Now, in order for the emergency legislation to pass, 2/3 of the council, or 9 of the 13 members, have to vote to approve. For the most recent extension of the emergency juvenile curfew zone bill, 9 council members voted in favor, and council members Janice Lewis-George, Treyon White, Brianne Nadeau, and Robert White, they voted no. Melanie?
All right, well, it's not just curfew zones that are on the table today. The D.C. Council will also vote on a measure from Councilmember Pinto that would allow the release of police body camera video, even when the use of force involves federal officers. But unlike the emergency curfew bill, this one would require congressional review. So stay with 7 News today, and we'll let you know how the council votes on these bills.